Namaste yogis, welcome to your practice. This is Stephen from YogaWorks. Today I want to guide you through a relaxed morning practice. You might actually do this at any time of the day, of course, but sometimes when we start to feel a bit tired or you wake up without sort of plenty of energy, then often the yoga or movement or a walk is the first thing that is to go. That we seem to drop and we focus all our energy on the important things like work and relationships and whatever else that you need to do. But instead of doing this, instead of dropping the yoga practice completely, I would like to recommend another option, which is to still show up, to still take a moment. This is going to be a short half-hour practice, but just to tone down the intensity of the practice, to just do a couple of movements that feel really good, but without forcing or pushing really hard in that practice. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's going to be more of a hatha style practice where we hold the poses for a little bit longer and we don't necessarily need to flow in between like in a traditional vinyasa flow class. If you do want to do this, you are welcome to add a vinyasas in between to keep moving. So you can do the chaturanga, up dog, down dog, but I'm not going to instruct it for most of this class. Good, let's get started. Downward facing dog is our first pose, and we're going to hold the pose a little bit. It doesn't mean that you have to be completely still. So if it feels good to bend one knee and stretch the other heel down, you can do that. I like to actually, in the beginning of the practice, hold the one side a little bit longer and then shift to the other side. So now I'm bending the other knee, straightening the other leg, pressing away through this heel. But if you want to cycle through this a little bit faster, that's also good. Maybe a few more moments to shift around. If you like a little side bend, you can shift the hips from side to side, or whatever else your body seems to be happy with at the moment. And then just shorten the down dog a little bit. I like to walk the feet in maybe a foot's distance closer to the hands. With your right hand, reach to the left outer ankle or shin, wherever you can hold on. If it's too far, just walk a bit closer, but make sure you're still in a down dog so there's weight in that left hand. It's not like a forward fold. And then pull a little bit, twist the chest through to the left. And then release the right hand. Take left hand to the right outer ankle or lower leg, wherever you can reach. You can look up under that right arm if that feels good. And then turn the chest a little bit to the right. Take another breath or so. And then gently release. Now walk the feet a little bit forward into a squat. I'll just turn to face forward. So you can place the feet a little bit wider. If it feels really hard to get the heels down, you can either put something under the heels, like a blanket is a good option, or even roll up your yoga mat. Or if you do the squat with the heels a little bit lifted, nothing bad is going to happen to you. So that's also a good option. We are holding the squat a little bit just to check in how the hips feeling this morning. And that's what we get to work with. Relax the hips down, but get a little bit of lift in the chest. And again, if it feels good, you can shift a little bit side to side in your squat. Just a bit more weight to the left, a bit more weight to the right, or whichever other gentle movements feel good for you at this moment. And then third pose we're going to start with is you can just turn sideways, walk your hands a little bit back behind you, and it's a reverse tabletop. So just lift the hips up, push the hands and the feet down. And I really like this pose to sort of wake up the back body. You're working the hamstrings, the glutes, the back muscles a little bit. And you're starting to open the front of the shoulders, the chest. and even the thighs and the hips a little bit. So take another moment here. Inhale, and on the exhale, start to lower the hips back down. Nice. We'll come into down dog for the next pose. And then just step your right foot forward, but not all the way. So take a bit of a shorter step. Then turn the right toes out to the right side. Come onto the outer edge of your left foot, the back foot, and then hammock your hips down. Nice. So they probably almost touch. Maybe they do touch. That's fine. And then I like to stretch away to the right arm towards the back of the mat. And what we're really after here, it's two things. It's the side body length on the left side. And then what I feel at least is a good stretch on the outer hip, both on the right and on the left. Another option is to gently press this right knee away with your top hand. And then allow the ribs and the waist on the left side to expand. Nice. Then just turn forward. We'll shift straight into pigeon pose. So you can wiggle the right foot over to the left side of the mat. Lower the right knee down. Stretch the left leg back. It's kind of already back. And then make it a little bit active by pressing up into the fingertips. It's a hatha class, so it means we just come into a pose and we hold a little bit longer. Actually, that's not what hatha means at all. Hatha means the sun and the moon, the hot and the cold. And we're alternating through these poses. But in our modern yoga terminology, it often means a class that where we hold the poses separately for a little bit longer. Actually, all the physical types of yoga are part of the hatha yoga group, including Ashtanga, Vinyasa, Bikram, Kundalini. All the styles that you can actually think of are actually part of hatha yoga. Good. Nice pigeon pose. Stretch back into down dog. Just cycle the legs, reset. And then we'll do the other side. Step your left foot forward, but not all the way. Maybe 2/3. Turn the left toes out to the side. Turn onto the edge of the back foot. Allow the right hip to soften down. And you can reach the left arm to the back, or you can keep it on this front knee. Maybe press that front knee a little bit away from you. And then see if you can tune into the outer hips, the top one and the bottom one, as well as the right side of the rib cage, which gets some nice length in this pose. Couple of breaths here. Use the inhales to really expand the side of the rib cage. Use the exhales to, if possible, get a little bit more comfortable, a bit more settled in the pose. And then return to face forward. Wiggle the left foot over to the right. Place the left knee down, so left knee is on the left side of the mat. Right leg goes back. Keep it a bit active. Press into the fingertips. Lift the chest a little bit. And just explore a bit more of an active pigeon pose. You can make it even more active by gently pressing the front shin and knee down, and then pulling the back leg and the front leg energetically towards each other. They're not actually moving, they're stuck on the mat, but you'll feel the internal activation when you do that. Another breath or so here. And then place your hands, step back, downward facing dog. And just enjoy the slow pace of the practice, the holding, the poses for a bit of time so that you don't get this rushed feeling. Already a lot of our day is spent in a rush, going from one project to the other. So we have to bring that nervous quality into our yoga practice as well. Don't make yoga part of the rat race. and then walk forward. We just do one sun salutation, but we're gonna leave out the chaturanga and the upward facing dog, so it's nice and relaxed. Bend the knees, slowly roll up. Stand tall in mountain pose, top of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. You can always bend your knees. Inhale for flat back, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, right foot back, lower the right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. Anjaneyasana, the low lunge. Exhale, just do downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward, lower the left knee down. Inhale, just a breath to lift the arms. Exhale to step forward, forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, rise, go all the way up, reach through the fingers. Exhale, hands to heart. Remember, it's a relaxed morning practice, so embody that intention, that quality. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold, no tension. Inhale, half lift, chest goes forward. Exhale, step the left foot back, lower the knee softly. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to downward facing dog, just push back. Inhale, a breath in down dog. Exhale, step left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, step forward, fold at the top. Inhale, all the way up, reach. Exhale, hands come back to the heart. Close your eyes, slow breath in. Slow breath out. So we're trying to move in a way that doesn't deplete our batteries, that actually recharges our system. So keep that in mind. Inhale, lift the arms again. Exhale, fold forward and relax. Inhale, half lift, chest goes forward. Exhale, just do downward facing dog, step back. Take a moment in down dog, just pause. Can you allow your gaze to relax, the eyes to become soft? Good, step right foot forward. Lower the left knee down. Come up into a low lunge. First of all, just both hands to the front knee, but lift the left arm up. Nice. If there's a little bit more space, take the left arm a tiny bit over the head towards the opposite side to the right. Press the back knee down. Feel the length all along the left side of the body, from your knee to the fingertips. Nice. Then place the left elbow over the right knee. Press the palms of the hands together and spend a little moment in this spinal twist in a lunge. So push the bottom elbow down on that knee, and at the same time press the knee out into the elbow. Can you find a sense of lengthening the spine? And then rotation around that axis of the spine. One more inhale here. Exhale, release the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Just enjoy the mild pace, the mild intensity as well of the yoga poses. It should feel really soothing and relaxing to your whole system. That's what we're after. Good, step left foot forward, lower right knee down. Lift the torso for low lunge, left hand, left knee, right arm lifted up. And then if you'd like to, take the right arm a little bit over the head in the direction of the left shoulder. Feel the grounding down through the right knee. And feel the rising up through the right side of the body. Breathe into that space. One more breath cycle. Exhale, good. Release the right elbow outside the left knee. You can press the hands together, lift the left elbow, and then push the right elbow down, lengthen the chest forward, and twist around so the left shoulder will rotate a little bit back. The gaze, you can lift it up, but most often, oops, that destabilized me a bit. Most often I just like to gaze in the direction of the chest, or sometimes even down towards the mat. So choose the one that feels the more stable and relaxing. Rest your eyes on a point without focusing on anything in particular. And then release the hands down. Step to the front of the mat. Nice. From here, really simple. Cross your right leg in front of the left leg so that more or less your toes are in the same line. Bend your knees as much as you need to get this done. And take a moment in the cross-legged forward fold. Lift the outer hips up as you press your feet down. And work on hamstrings, but probably you'll feel a bit more in the outer hips in this variation of the forward fold. Just see how it goes. Relax over the legs with your upper body. And then release this and go straight to the second side. So swap the legs so the left leg is over the right. The front knee will most likely have to bend a bit. The back leg might be bent or might be straight. Just see how you go. And then fold but lift the hips up and see if you can feel a little bit more into the outer hips when you do this. Another breath or so. Relax on the out breaths. And then normalize the legs. Bend the knees a little bit. Take your time to roll up to standing. Good. Feet hip distance. Lift your arms. With the right hand, hold the left wrist and take the arms over the head to the opposite side. So standing side bend, press down through both feet, lengthen away through the upper body. And don't go so far that you can hardly breathe or your breath is struggling a little bit. Rather, keep a little bit milder if you need to, which might mean less of a side bend, that's okay. And then lift back up, change sides, left hand holds the right wrist. Take your right arm over the head towards the side. Press both feet down, feel all the length in the side body. And as we've done before, relax your gaze so that the eyes are not darting around, bringing a nervous quality to the pose. Just keep the eyes quite relaxed. And then lift back up, lower the hands down. We'll do one more standing pose here, and then we'll do some other poses closer to the mat. So bring your right ankle to the left knee, so you got this figure of four shape. Bend the standing leg, your left knee, and then sit the hips a little bit back. Sit back towards the back of your chair. If you were on a chair, you would slide your hips towards the back. And then what I really like to do here is with the left hand to push the right heel in, so that force goes into the right outer hip. It has nowhere else to go. Lengthen the chest a little bit forward. If there's more space, you can touch the floor with your right hand, but that might not be available for you today, so don't worry about this option. Press with the left hand and feel the external rotation in the right hip. That's what we're focusing on. And then slowly come up. Place the right foot down. You can shake the legs out in between before we do the second side. So we're balancing on the right leg. Left ankle to the right knee this time. Flex this foot a little bit so the ankle is steady. And then sit towards the back of the chair again, the imaginary chair. Right hand, I like to push that left heel in quite strongly. And maybe the left hand goes down. If it doesn't, keep it on the left knee or wherever it feels right for you. Remember to adapt the pose, the yoga pose, to your body and not twist your body into the yoga pose. There's a big difference, mainly in the intention between the two. So sit back, at the same time lengthen your chest forward, and if it's possible, relax the gaze, slow the breath. Slowly lift back up, shake the legs out. Good. Step right foot forward, left foot back. Start to straighten a little bit through the front leg. So we've got a long stride in pyramid pose. Nice. And then place the left fingertips inside the right foot. Place right hand on your lower back and turn the chest to the side. Nice. So this is a good setup. You can stay here. If you need more support, then put something under that left hand, there's no problem. And then maybe lift the right arm up. So it's a version of revolved triangle. We're in a longer stride and also our back heel is up. So it's giving us a little bit of a different input. It might actually be more accessible for most of us. Take another breath, lift up through the right arm. And exhale, release it. Step back, downward facing dog. Good, step the left foot forward. Start to straighten through the left leg. If this doesn't straighten all the way, don't worry about it. Keep a little bend in the knee if you need to. And then right fingertips, I like to stay in the fingertips so there's a bit more space. Inside the left foot, left hand lower back. Keep all of this, just turn the chest to the side. You can stay here, this is great. Or lift the left arm up. Stretch up through the bottom arm. Push down through the right foot. Pull the left hip back. And then as you lengthen the spine, turn the left shoulder open. One more inhale. Exhale, release it. Come into a wide-legged stance. I'll just swap legs, otherwise you'll get the rear view. But just turn to the side on your mat, whichever side seems to work best. Parallel the feet. Have your hands underneath your shoulders in a sort of flat back variation. Take a breath and just feel the length in the groin and in the thighs stretching all the way down to the feet. Unrushed, take a few breaths. Good, then place your left hand or left fingertips under your face, so in the middle, and lift the right arm up. Lift straight up to the side, turn your chest, push the bottom hand down as well as both feet. Take a moment in this twisted standing forward bend. And then release it. Bring the right hand down, so swap hands. Right hand is pushing down under the face. Left hand reach it up. And take a moment to twist. One more inhale. Exhale, release it. Nice, you can just bend your knees to place the knees down. So kneeling all the way up, as if we're going to camel pose, but we'll do a different pose called the gate. So step right foot out to the right so that your right heel is in line with this left knee. Nice. And try to have left hip over the left knee as best as you can. Nice. This is our setup. There's a couple of options. We'll start with the right hand sliding down, so straight side bend. Left arm up, or reach the left arm a little bit over. Take a moment to explore this. And then there's another nice variation. If you got a little bit more space to place the right hand behind this knee, you can lift the right foot up and then reach. There's no problem if you turn a little bit down with this left shoulder, and you get a really nice stretch into the left side of your lower back and the left side body. So take a few breaths here. Sometimes we want to keep the poses quite strictly side bending, but I find this is a nice mix between some hamstring, some inner thigh, a little twist, a little side bend. It just feels really good. And then lift back up, bring the right foot back, the right knee down. Second side, left heel out in line with the right knee, where with the right hip is aligned above the right knee. Left hand, slide it down, right arm, reach it over. So we're starting more in a strict side bend. See how this feels. Where do you feel the most stretch or length or intensity? And then we'll do second version, if it's available, left hand down, left toes, lift them up. With the right hand, reach the outside of the left foot and pull a little bit on the foot with the hand. Couple of moments, stretch into the right lower back side, the right waist, right side of the rib cage and under the armpit. And then slowly lift up. Sit down with the legs out wide. What I like to do is press the hands behind the hips and slide the hips a little bit forward, trying to keep the feet in place as best as you can. Do something active with the feet. Nice. Turn towards your left leg. Lower the left elbow down. With the right arm, lift over the head and then stretch over the head straight into a side bend. So we're starting with a more stricter side bend. For me, I don't touch the foot when I do this. But then second part of the pose, you can roll that right shoulder a little bit down, and this might make it possible to grab the left big toe or the outside of the foot. It's not a strict side bend anymore. We've introduced a little twist as well. But boy, does this feel good. If your left arm is a bit in the way, you can reach it towards the opposite leg. And just relax in this version of this pose. Whether your right arm is dangling or it's holding your foot, doesn't really matter. And then lift back up. Second side, same thing. Right elbow, lower it down a bit towards the right knee. Left arm, reach it over the head. Keep it into strict side bend, so you're going straight to the sides without rolling the left shoulder down to start with. And just explore here for a moment. Relax if you can. Every out breath is a new opportunity. Option, you can stay here, or if it's available, reach down a little bit more. If the left shoulder needs to turn down, which I need to do in my case, then that's fine. And then I like to hold the outside of this foot, maybe the big toe, that's also good. And then right arm can go out of the way towards the left thigh. Couple of breaths, to lengthen the side body. Good. Gently release. Come to a comfortable seat. Sit however you like, as long as you can hold this for a minute or two. Relax down on your mat. Close your eyes, rest your hands. Take a moment to scan through your body, your system, and see how you feel. You might have just woken up. Maybe you didn't feel super energetic, but you showed up for your yoga practice regardless. And just see what the result is of not pushing too hard, doing some nice, stretchy, feel-good poses without flowing in between them, without extra push-ups or anything else. And just see how this leaves you feeling afterwards. The practice of yoga is one of self-care. That's the very start. And in the later stages, once you take care of yourself, you can realize more and more of your potential. This is really why we're here. We're not here to stretch a part of the body or to get stronger or balanced. Those are nice byproducts. We're here to realize more of our potential. Take another few breaths and enjoy the feeling of just resting here before we start the rest of the day. If you have a little bit longer, then you're welcome to stay in the seated meditation. Or if your yoga time is up, then bring hands together in front of the chest. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart, and bow to yourself on the mat. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up, for practicing with me, and for taking care of yourself. It's an important part of feeling good and for showing up for others as well. Take good care and see you again soon.